Hello, innovators. You're back with the Glass Shoe, where we lace up our startup boots with strategy and insight. I'm Ashley, and today we're diving into the nuts and bolts of conducting a stellar customer interview. So, if you've ever wondered about the secret sauce to a revealing conversation, you're in the right spot. Let's talk about setting up, diving in, and extracting those golden nuggets of customer truth. Interviews can be a whirlwind of words and wisdom. Without the right tools to catch the details, valuable insights might just slip through. That's where Excel, Google Sheets, or any other spreadsheet software becomes your best friend. It's not just about taking notes, it's about crafting a repository that transforms those notes into patterns, trends, and action points. First up, structure your spreadsheet before your interviews. Each tab should be dedicated to a different customer segment. Within each tab, create columns for key information. Date, interviewee details, each question or subset of question, and then key takeaways. Make sure the columns for the questions are wide enough for long responses. This pre-interview setup helps you track responses in real time and makes data analysis way easier later. If you love to be super organized, you can even categorize responses. Create a system. Use different text colors or flags for positive feedback or concerns, suggestions, and even unique insights. Trust me, this does make cross-comparison a breeze when you're looking back on a ton of interviews. Let's talk about tracking those nonverbal cues. Surprise, delight, frustration, depending on what you're trying to get out of the interview, you could create a separate column for those observations. Noting that a response was accompanied by a certain emotion can be incredibly revealing when interpreting data later. While it's ideal to have one person dedicated to writing down all the details during the interview and another person answering all the questions during the interview, that's just not always possible. So, if it's just you, record the interview and then write all your notes while you're watching the recording. If the interviewee won't let you record, then you can take quick shorthand notes during the meeting. Make sure to capture any good quotes. Then, immediately, write as much info as possible in the spreadsheet as soon as the interview ends. Every customer interview is a narrative in waiting, a chance to hear the story that your data can't tell you. Setting the stage is crucial. It's where rapport is built and valuable insights are born. So, how do we lay the groundwork for success? It starts with research and ends with respect. Know who you're talking to. Dive into any data you have on them. Understand their background and tailor your approach. This isn't just homework. It's how you show your interviewee they matter. It's how trust is formed even before the first hello. Now, the venue. Whether it's a quiet cafe corner, a serene office space, or a digital Zoom room. Ensure it's a space where dialogue flows freely. Comfort and privacy set the scene for honesty and openness. Now onto the main act, conducting the interview. There's a delicate balance between structure and flexibility. You have your guide, your questions, but the real skill lies in reading the room. It's about listening with intent, not just to respond, but to understand and dig deeper. Building rapport isn't just small talk, it's strategic engagement. Start with questions that ease them in, then transition smoothly into more substantial ones. Remember, it's a conversation, not an interrogation. The right questions are the ones that invite stories, that challenge the interviewee to think and reflect. What frustrates you about X can open a door, but tell me about a time when X was frustrating, flings that door wide open. Watch for nonverbal cues, enthusiasm, hesitation, body language. They often speak louder than words, hinting at where the true passions or pain points lie. When the interview is in full swing, look for patterns or inconsistencies. These are your signposts. They highlight where to probe, to challenge, or to clarify. As we near the end, always provide space for them to add anything else. Sometimes the most valuable insights are the ones that you don't see coming. And then after the interview, it's not over. you don't want to wait until later and end up forgetting important and nuanced details. So you must sync up with your partner note taker immediately after. I'll literally schedule 5 to 10 minutes to just sync up at the end of each interview. You may have additional key info, perhaps a different perspective or interpretation that you want to add to those notes. Then you can discuss any sort of key takeaways that you both got out of this experience and then fill out that respective column together while it's fresh in your mind. After your interview cycle, the processing and analysis begins. Review your notes, the recordings, and analyze the data. Use Excel's filtering features to sort responses by sentiment or by anything else that helps you detect patterns. This is where the raw material of conversation is refined into actionable strategy. Don't forget, Excel isn't just for numbers. It's a tool for storytelling, so you can even find ways to use graphs and charts to bring this story of this data to life. Remember, this visual aid isn't just for you. It can be critical when sharing insights with your team or investors. And so, my fellow entrepreneurs, armed with these strategies, you're now ready to uncover the heart of your customer's experience, to forge not just products, but experiences that resonate, inspire, and fit perfectly into the lives that they serve. If this guide lights a spark for you, let it turn into a flame. Hit like, tap subscribe, and ignite the conversation in the comments below with your thoughts or questions. And remember, in the next episode, we'll dissect the nuances of customer language so you can craft a product that speaks volumes. Until then, keep interviewing, keep learning, and keep searching for that perfect glass shoe fit.